Today I am conducting two experiments. I am testing some prompts in the most popular AI-generated platforms, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, and DALL-E 3. At the same time, I am combining different art styles to achieve a unique look. We will see how well they understand the art styles and what images they produce. I will conduct the experiments using a portrait of a cute bunny to observe how each AI interprets it. For Stable Diffusion, I am utilizing the Realism engine SDXL version 3. In the case of Midjourney, I am employing version 6. Lastly, with ChatGPT 4, I am utilizing DALL-E 3. We'll start by testing with just one style, like a cave painting. DALL-E did a good job at capturing that style accurately. Next, we'll switch gears and try something completely different, like a sci-fi art style. All platforms did well with this style, but what's interesting is when we combine two styles, like cave painting and sci-fi, it creates something entirely new, blending elements from both worlds and giving us unique images. In the next test, I combined illuminated manuscript art with Biopunk art style. Stable Diffusion consistently provided good results each time. Midjourney and DALL-E required a few generations to get close to what I was expecting. For the naive art and techwear fashion style, Stable Diffusion consistently provided me with reliable results. However, the other platforms only included techwear in half of the generations. Here's an interesting combination of Neo-Romanticism art and Cybergoth art style. I anticipated something darker from DALL-E, but it seems to prefer more cheerful and colorful imagery. When it comes to mannerism art and solarpunk art style, only Stable Diffusion appears to incorporate solarpunk elements consistently. For the combination of Art Deco and Cyberpunk art style, Stable Diffusion also provided me with pleasing results. Here's an interesting mix. In nomine patris. Except for DALL-E, I'm not quite sure what kind of artistic blend was attempted there. And here's one that produced an explosion of colors because it's combined with the psychedelic style. Another mix where DALL-E seems to take things too literally. I mean, I asked for cute, but somehow it went overboard with both cuteness and color. Stable Diffusion and Midjourney, on the other hand, produced similar and nice results. Let's see how constructivism and emo fashion art style work together. Here, DALL-E captured the emo mood better. For Art Brut and sci-fi art style, I obtained some similar results, except for Midjourney, which varied significantly in each generation. It leaned more towards a rough graffiti style. For this mix of styles, each one yields different results. What I've noticed is that if the ratio isn't square, sometimes I get those empty spaces on both portrait and landscape ratios for DALL-E. For hard edge painting and necropunk art style, DALL-E seems to avoid the dark, gritty aesthetic of the painting and leans towards something lighter instead. While it's proficient at illustrations, it appears to try to render everything into an illustrative style. For ancient Egyptian mural and vaporwave art style, each AI has its own interpretation of the style. Same goes for this mix of Cloisonnism art and pixel art style. So I suggest playing around with different style combinations on your favorite AI and see what interesting results you can get. And once more, each AI offers a unique interpretation of Tarot de Marseille art and Haniwa art style. Here's a cool style I achieved by mixing Mayan art with neon lighting portrait art style. Sometimes blending opposite art styles produces the most intriguing results. For this mix, I obtained completely different results, so when selecting which AI to use, beyond considering the price, you're choosing based on the type of images and style you want to produce. When it comes to vector designs or designs that can be easily vectorized, DALL-E typically delivers the best results for icons, logos, and simple vector-style illustrations. For text, I find that the most accurate results come from DALL-E. Midjourney is not far behind, and with enough attempts, you can get 1 or 2 words. Stable Diffusion, however, tends to make more mistakes. While it can generate short popular words, it struggles with more specific text. However, I've noticed that Stable Cascade, which was recently released for testing, seems to generate better text. For complex prompt understanding, DALL-E is definitely the best. Midjourney also does well, capturing some aspects accurately while struggling with others. Stable Diffusion, on the other hand, seems to be confused when too many colors are involved and often struggles to depict specific elements, such as a green hat. When it comes to photography and realism, Stable Diffusion and Midjourney excel, producing great results. However, DALL-E seems to struggle significantly in achieving a realistic look. For logo design, DALL-E typically outperforms the rest. It has a knack for achieving that simple yet interesting look that's often desired in a logo. When it comes to coloring pages, Midjourney tends to struggle more than the rest in achieving the desired look. And if it's cuteness you're after, DALL-E reigns supreme in delivering adorable results. Oh, so cute! Here's a mix of dark gothic and fantasy digital painting. Each AI approached the style differently. When it comes to horror comics mixes, Midjourney tends to emphasize the horror aspect more, while the others focus more on the comic style. However, of all three, DALL-E is the most strict. It declined some of my requests, particularly if the prompt involves superpowers and a very dark style. Here's a cool mix to try: a cinematic photo with an epic sci-fi robotic style. I always enjoy seeing the results of these types of generations. Here's a delicious prompt of a bunny made from chocolate. Yummy. I got some different results on each AI, but Stable Diffusion wasn't able to add the eye patches I wanted. I got a few generations with a patch on both eyes, but not a pirate one. Here's how I see things. It doesn't mean I'm right or wrong, it's just my perspective. Ultimately, you have to decide what's important to you and which AI best suits your needs. Stable Diffusion is open source, so it's free if you install it on your computer. However, you'll need a good computer with a quality video card, and it works best with NVIDIA. There are alternatives online, but they are paid services. So I'm comparing here with the installed version of Stable Diffusion on your computer. For Midjourney, prices range from $10 to $120. However, if you want unlimited generation, you'll need to opt for the $30 version or higher. As for DALL-E, it's $20 per month, and you have access to ChatGPT as well. The only limitation is that you're restricted to 30 messages with DALL-E in 3 hours, and you'll have to wait to generate more. Stable Diffusion works only on your computer, whereas the others work on most devices since they are online platforms. All platforms can produce a good variety of styles, but DALL-E seems to struggle with achieving a photorealistic look. For prompt understanding, DALL-E is the best, followed by Midjourney and then Stable Diffusion. Therefore, you may need to refine your prompts to achieve the desired results with Stable Diffusion. Each AI has its strengths and weaknesses. For photorealistic results, Stable Diffusion and Midjourney are the go-to options. If you prefer illustrations or cartoon styles, all platforms are suitable. But DALL-E excels in this area. Additionally, for vector art styles, icons, and logos, DALL-E is the better choice. If you're looking for a strong artistic look, Midjourney tends to add a more artistic touch, and if you prefer more control over the process, then Stable Diffusion is the way to go. Stable Diffusion requires more effort to use compared to the rest. It has a lot of capabilities, but you need to learn how to utilize them effectively. Midjourney is somewhat easier to use with a few options available on Discord, and the website makes it even more user-friendly. DALL-E is the easiest to use. You simply communicate with it in natural language, like explaining to an artist what you want. Stable Diffusion is not censored, so you can generate anything you want depending on the model you choose. Midjourney is censored to some extent, but DALL-E is even more restricted. DALL-E censors anything that seems suspicious and refuses to generate content that may break guidelines, including celebrities, copyrighted materials, dark styles, or themes involving superpowers. For those interested in NSFW content, only Stable Diffusion can accommodate such requests. When it comes to control, Stable Diffusion offers the most options. You have access to image-to-image, control net, in-painting, out-painting, various extensions, models, and LoRa. Midjourney also provides some control with style reference and options like vary region in painting and out-painting. However, DALL-E doesn't offer as much control. You communicate your request to it and hope it can generate what you want, without manual tools for fine-tuning. Stable Diffusion offers a wide range of downloadable models that specialize in different styles or subjects. Midjourney provides both older and newer versions, typically labeled as normal, raw, and Niji, with fewer options to choose from. DALL-E, on the other hand, doesn't offer the option to choose a model directly. Instead, you can create your own GPT model specialized for specific tasks by providing instructions, allowing for customizations such as painting, characters, vectors, and more. Among all AI, DALL-E handles text the best. I can often add text to images with fewer mistakes compared to other platforms. While it's not perfect, it's definitely making progress in this area. With Stable Diffusion, you have the option to do batch generation or let it generate indefinitely. Midjourney generates 4 images at once, whereas DALL-E generates only 1 image at a time. Among all 3 AIs, DALL-E has the fewest errors, particularly with hands, fingers, and how it handles objects. While it still has some errors, they are noticeably fewer compared to the other platforms. Since the AI was trained with small images, there is a limit on how big an image can be generated. Therefore, most platforms generate images at 1024 pixels and then use an upscaler to enlarge them. With Stable Diffusion, you can download and use a few upscaler models. Midjourney offers 2 options: a subtle upscaler that keeps things similar, and a creative upscaler that slightly modifies the result. However, DALL-E doesn't have any upscaler built in, so you need to use your own. Stable Diffusion is the only AI that allows you to train your own models using your own images and styles. This feature enables you to create a model specifically tailored to the subject or style you desire. When it comes to privacy, only Stable Diffusion offers full privacy since it operates on your own computer, allowing you to control your data. In contrast, other platforms operate online, which means that the platform owners or administrators may have access to the prompts and generated content. Images generated with Stable Diffusion are private on your computer, while for Midjourney, they are public unless you opt for the $60 version and enable stealth mode. As for DALL-E, it's likely that only the platform administrator can view your generations, ensuring a level of privacy for your generated content. Which AI is your favorite? Comment below. Also, I need a small favor. I've been trying to monetize this channel for over a year, but I still need 600 watch hours. So something as simple as a share or a like can help me a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.